Ryan, the floor is yours. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Antonio. Hello, everybody, and you're very welcome to this webinar. We're delighted that you've been able to join us today. I am an associate professor here in the School of Law and the director of the LL.M programs. And I'd like to briefly introduce you to the School of Law here at Trinity. The first question to ask is, why do so many applicants choose Trinity's School of Law? Well, undoubtedly, it's our history and our reputation as one of Europe's oldest and leading law schools. We're the highest ranked law school in Ireland, with very high rankings in the top 100 QS World University rankings by subject, number 78 in law and legal studies last year, with an extremely strong network of alumni from right across the globe. The School of Law itself is a busy and a vibrant place to study and to learn. It's characterized by an intellectual curiosity and rigorous scholarship and teaching. We engage in national and international collaborations, research projects, and research groups. So whatever your area of legal interest, there's something here for you. In fact, many different areas of legal study. Our faculty publishes texts and articles in leading national and international academic presses, and you'll be taught by the thought leaders in their different fields, whether that's company law, human rights, everything from dispute resolution internationally to more focused domestic law courses, and ranging from a whole span of different countries or jurisdictions. Our specialised research groups span constitutional governance and social change to issues like new technologies and corporate finance. We are home to a whole host of different research centres and clusters. For example, the Trinity Centre for Constitutional Law and Governance, an ERC or European Research Council funded project to do with the rule of law, accountability and rights of prisoners, the Irish Centre for European Law, the Irish Supreme Court Review, to name but a few. So there is a lot going on here in the school. We are strongly committed to equality and diversity. All are welcomed and all are valued here. We have a firm commitment to inclusion, diversity and equality. And this is shown by our having been awarded an Athena Swan Bronze Award. This is an internationally recognised quality mark for gender equality in universities and colleges. And our culturally diverse and dynamic faculty and student body is drawn from countries across the globe, with our postgraduate programs in particular being extremely vibrant combinations of perspectives from so many different countries. The student community here is a very lively one, as you can see in this slide. The law school prides itself on our close relationship with the student body. This is a friendly place to study. We have a very large community of 800 undergraduate students and up to 200 postgraduate taught students and 35 postgraduate researchers, and yet it doesn't feel anonymous. This is a friendly place where you will get to know us and we will get to know you. Our postgraduate taught student community comprises over 30 countries being represented from all continents. And we find that our LL.M students become strongly connected during their studies. And this is a great way for you to network and to make friends with colleagues and peers from right around the world in this very international programme. There are many student societies and student activities available to you here at Trinity College. And indeed, we really encourage students to participate in the many student organisations and societies that focus both on law-related activities and have a more broader focus. The law-related activities include opportunities for you to get involved in the law review, the Trinity College Law Review, the Law Student Colloquium, a student-led symposium, which enables you not only to participate in and showcase some of the research you're doing on your master's program, potentially, but also to demonstrate and develop skills of organization, teamwork, initiative that is so important in employment. There are also many organizations such as the Dublin University Law Society, which has a great social aspect to it, and the European Law Students Association, as well as the very important Free Legal Advice Centre, to which many students volunteer. There are, of course, a great range of student services here in Trinity, and these can be divided between academic services, where you'll get support in terms of library resources. So because the majority of our assignments involve your own individual assessments, writing essays and other assignments, for example, as opposed to traditional examination, being able to find your way around the library resources, navigate those tools is very important, and the special support available there. We also have many student learning and development workshops, and of course, a dedicated IT services unit as well. In contrast to the academic services, there is also a wide range of welfare services. These include a special postgraduate advisory service, which is dedicated to graduate students, student counselling, student health service, and the Students' Union. And it's important that in the school we link in closely, which we do, with all of those services. There's also a designated TCD global room for international students, as well as a fantastic sports centre with sports teams and student supports societies. So the challenge will be fitting all this into your day or your week. To turn now to the postgraduate taught programmes, let me say a little bit about each of these and how they're structured. First of all, at a high level, it's important to note that the duration of these programmes is 1 academic year, and the programmes are full-time programmes. We offer specifically then the general LL.M programme, the LL.M in International and Comparative Law, the LL.M in International and European Business Law, and the LL.M in Intellectual Property and Information Technology Law, IP and IT, as well as, of course, the MSc in Law and Finance, which my colleague Professor Mezzanotte will be speaking about. So those are the programmes. Let's now turn to look at these in a little bit more detail. In terms of structure, I mentioned that the programmes are 1 academic year full-time, and we need to acknowledge the programmes are hard work. Because they are so worthwhile and so well respected, it is anticipated that you will be working hard, but we've structured the programmes in such a way as for that to be feasible and attainable within the 1 intense but very doable academic year. During this year, you'll be completing 6 taught modules and a research dissertation, and I'll say more about that shortly. We have a fantastic range of very specialist modules, over 40 postgraduate modules taught by our full-time professors and adjunct expert practitioners, many of whom are leading the key cases in the courts, in firms, and in so on. Our modules have a distinctly international focus, and this is designed to enhance career mobility and opportunities for legal and other types of work after the graduation. And our modules involve class discussions and student participation, which we really actively try to encourage and to build on, so as to really enable strong student and professor communications. The research dissertation, which I mentioned, is an extremely important element of this programme because it's your opportunity to showcase your individual research about a particular topic that you find especially interesting. This could be something innovative in intellectual property law, or it could be a very long-standing debate that's ongoing in relation to human rights law, just to give two of many examples. And the way this works is that a particular theme is approved by your designated academic leader, and then you'll be able to choose a thematic dissertation group based on the particular type of dissertation that you would like to pursue. And then in these special dissertation groups, students develop advanced skills around research and writing, obviously, but also presentation skills, peer-to-peer review, and learning capabilities. And these are all increasingly important skills to develop for the modern workplace in the context of legal practice and more broadly. The dissertation topics should relate to the LL.M programme that you pursue. And so, in light of the earlier programmes I've described, you can see some obvious connections between the different descriptions here. For example, analysis of the human rights requirements in relation to prisoners of war, assessing the relationship between non-executive directors and corporate social responsibility, regulation of online hate speech, and so on. And they're just, of course, some examples of really the huge possibilities that you have. Every year, a number of LL.M students use their dissertations and related research to publish journal articles and conference papers. So it's a fantastic stepping stone for you in terms of profile building and recognition, as well, of course, most importantly, as you're adding your voice to the scholarly debates that you've been having and that you've been developing in the classroom and in your writing. For the LL.M General, just to give you a brief overview of this programme, it's our flagship, longest established LL.M programme. Students choosing this programme are able to opt from a list of a very substantial selection of modules covering very different branches of the law. So this programme is perfect for students who do not necessarily wish to be overly specialised in their postgraduate legal studies, enabling students to broaden and deepen your knowledge of the law and, of course, follow a wide variety of career paths. In addition, we, of course, have our specialised programmes, International and Comparative Law, for example, a programme which was created for students wishing to develop an in-depth understanding of law in a global and international context. Here, comparative legal research will develop skills required for our changing social, international, and cultural environment. And we have a very diverse set of modules on the international comparative law strand to include things like international humanitarian law, Islamic law, and business and human rights. Turning now to our international and European business law, this is an LL.M which is geared towards graduates who are getting ready to work in the busy international commercial firms or legal practice around the world. Here, you'll develop skills to critically analyse that interplay or that relationship between law and social change within international and business law. And you've got very hot topics here in terms of ESG, corporate governance issues, international economic and trade law, and of course, the ever-popular mergers and acquisitions. Turning then to the LL.M in Intellectual Property and Information Technology Law, IP and IT, this is also an extremely popular programme. It covers the substantive policy and practical elements of IP and IT within both European and international contexts. And here you'll acquire the knowledge and the tools to meet the demands of our sophisticated knowledge economy, of which, of course, Ireland is a real hub, with many of the household names in technology having their headquarters very close to the college here. Some specialised modules in this particular track include data protection, regulation of cyber speech and cyber security, and copyright law and patent law. There are many scholarship opportunities available to applicants coming to our programmes, and I list some of these on this slide. They include the Constantia Maxwell Scholarship, Global Excellence Postgraduate Scholarships, European Excellent Postgraduate Scholarships, and the Jean Monnet Law Scholarships for students from Turkey. Postgraduate law students can also apply for externally offered scholarships subject to eligibility, and these would most usually include the Government of Ireland International Scholarships and the Ireland Fellows Programme, and you'll find details at the link shown. We also offer a number of prestigious prizes and internship opportunities, which we're developing all the time in our programmes. We have a number of traineeships and awards linked to our programmes. For example, a specific Pan-European SEAL professional traineeship programme, which provides paid IP law traineeships, as well as the opportunity to work with the Director for Public Prosecution's Office in a summer internship possibility. In addition, we have aviation law internships and the potential for one's coursework to be published on the broadcast. So these are some of our very well established and respected accolades on the programme. Careers. What happens after you graduate from Trinity? Well, in order to best prepare you for that and deal with that, we've given specific focus and energy into looking at the Careers Advisory Service and its role for LL.M MSc students, providing a wide range of resources to help you make informed choices about your future career direction. And this, it should be noted, is also available to graduates for up to a full year after you complete your course. And to give you some examples of the kind of supports they provide to our students, that's one-on-one meetings with a careers consultant, special clinics about working out your CV and preparing for interviews, seminar and workshops and presentations are offered frequently, and an important law careers fair is also conducted in the college. In terms of a legal experience pathway, a career service initiative commences this year, and this is an exciting opportunity which is unique to our postgraduate programmes. It's a Trinity College Dublin partnership with McCann Fitzgerald, one of Ireland's leading and largest law firms. This is a 12-month contract as a legal review assistant in the project services group within that firm. And it's a position that's created for and advertised to LL.M students only. So it's a fantastic new initiative that gives this extremely good opportunity for an LL.M graduate. Looking then at the career development and career services, I just put on this slide some examples of the kind of supports that are available, whether it's career development, those things that I mentioned about the career guidance, the job fairs, the CVs, also specific job searching techniques around navigating becoming a solicitor, or for example in Ireland, or a barrister, or an attorney, or an advocate. Mentoring opportunities are also very important, and the Connect, book and follow us online links you'll see for the careers service are on the final part of the slide there. Working in Ireland during and after your postgraduate studies is something that we're often asked about. Postgraduate law students from outside the EU are entitled to take up part-time casual employment in Ireland during their studies under the Student Stamp 1 visa. And following graduation, postgraduate law students can apply for what's called a Stamp 1G under Ireland's third level graduate scheme. This allows non-EU students to remain and work in Ireland for up to 2 years after graduation. There is a huge range of career paths that are pursued by our graduates. They follow a wide variety of options globally, with many people pursuing careers actually based on the LL.M programme that they've completed, or a particular dissertation choice they made, which has caused them to focus their specialisation, for example. And to give you some examples of successful pathways our students have adopted. Some have gone into academia, some have become practicing lawyers, others have gone on to do further study at PhD level, whether here in Trinity or elsewhere, banking, civil service, data protection, compliance, IP and IT law firms, public policy, NGOs. There really is a huge range of options. And I think this shows the strength of our programs and also how highly regarded our graduates are in the market. Turning now to admissions. The general requirements are that we invite applications from well-qualified graduates who hold a very good honours bachelor degree in law, it's a primary degree in law, or a law-based interdisciplinary programme, for example, law and political science, law and social policy, for example. The application deadline, and as you know, look, deadlines are very important for lawyers, is the 31st of May, and that's a key date to keep in mind. But of course, early application is encouraged. Admission will be very competitive, and it may be subject to early closure as a result. So do put in your application as soon as possible. Further details and a full list of FAQs are available at the link shown. To turn then to student testimonials, I'll just briefly touch on this because I know we'll have a student perspective later today, but two quotations which really jump out for me as capturing our student experiences are as follows. One student commented that the knowledge and skills that they gained through the LLM placed them into a position where they were able to apply for jobs that they weren't able to prior to completing it. Studying the LL.M at Trinity, this candidate says, has opened up a number of other opportunities for me, which is great to hear and certainly borne out in my experience. Another graduate says, once you come to Trinity, you'll become part of one of the most amazing communities I've ever encountered, one that is characterized by its diversity and respect towards each other. And again, I can attest to that. I'm now going to pass over to my colleague, Professor Mazzanotti, and I want to thank you for your attention today. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Ryan. Very nice listening to your presentation. My name is Professor Felix Mazzanotti, and I am the director of the MSc Law and Finance program. And I am delighted to talk to you today briefly about this program. The program started in 2019, 2020, and since then has been highly ranked in Europe. And the most distinctive, the most important, the most valuable element of this program is the fact that it is jointly organized by Trinity Law School and Trinity Business School. That element means that you are provided the opportunity to register in courses in the Trinity Business School. These are business courses and lectured by staff from the business school. And on the other hand, you also can take register to courses in the law school. And these are courses delivered by lecturers, staff from the law school. So the fact that the two schools are involved in these programs means that interdisciplinarity is a key property of the program. And interdisciplinarity, at least to me, is fascinating, is fantastic. There are challenging issues, there are very exciting issues, and of course this is valued by us, by our program, by the school, and so is by employers. The program is aimed towards graduates in law, finance, or business currently working or seeking opportunities for future work in the corporate or financial sectors, activities that correlate closely with the content that we teach and you learn in the program, and activities associated with company law, corporate governance, corporate finance, financial law and regulation, banking, investment funds, securities industry, asset management, among other industries that fit in very well in the content of our program. let me talk to you about the structure of this program. There are three main components: a group of mandatory modules, a group of elective modules, and a research dissertation. Mandatory modules are 5, and these modules provide you with the basis of foundational knowledge of understanding about law and finance, business law, corporate finance, investment and sustainability. These are the 3 courses, mandatory courses, delivered by the business school, Trinity Business School. Corporate finance and corporate governance, this is legal issues in and European Union financial services law, are modules delivered by the law school. So those students that have a law background, anyway, necessarily they have to register to these business school modules, business ethics, corporate finance, investment and sustainability. And the same for those students that have an economic or a finance background or an accounting background, they necessarily then need to attend to those and of course complete these modules or law modules in corporate finance, corporate governance, and financial services law. And then there is a great variety of elective modules that you may choose. This is, of course, is your decision. You decide which are the topics that are more exciting to you, that you are attracted to, and that you would like to specialize. There are elective modules at the law school and also at the business school. There are some restrictions in the way that you choose these electives because there is a maximum of 30 ECTS, and also there are some restrictions whether you choose the electives in the semester 1 or semester 2, but there is of course room for you to decide what you like most. On the side of law, courses like business and human rights, legal issues in sustainable finance, mergers and acquisition, the international courses, international business, tax law, international aviation law, international economic law, well, many very interesting courses in the area of international law. There are other more specific modules in the area of financial law, like regulation of alternative investment funds. These are very specific courses in connection to financial law. Then you have other modules options on the finance side, like financial markets and institutions, econometrics, international finance, venture capital. What I recommend is that you go to the website and you visit the websites of the law school, and you can also visit the website of Trinity Business School, and you will there find all the information much more in detail about each one of these elective modules. You need to complete dissertation either in law or finance. These are different type of dissertations. The finance dissertation is basically a quantitative dissertation, and this is going to be supervised by an academic leader that belongs to the business school. The law dissertation is more a qualitative dissertation that focuses on law and policy, and this is supervised by a law professor. So, well, you will have opportunity to decide whether you would like to make a law or finance dissertation, and of course, we will try to help you as much as we can for you to make that choice. And of course, then we have many sessions through semester 1 and semester 2, where you interact closely with your academic leader, and this allows you then to develop the dissertation. The idea is that you make in-depth research in the topics that you like, a topic that you are very interested in, the topic that you feel excited about, and you can learn more. And the idea also is that you apply some of the concepts that you learn in the modules then to real-world problems. In relation to funding, the MSc offers the same funding opportunities as the LL.M, the Professor Ryan talked to you about early in this presentation. But the MSc also offers you 2 specific scholarship for applicants to this specific program. that consists of a €5,000 contribution towards tuition fee, and it is awarded on academic merit. And of course, please visit the website, because there you get all the information about the scholarship, this specific scholarship, how to apply, and so on. Students that completed our Law and Finance program have chosen different career paths from academia, further studies. The law or the legal field in terms of in-house legal counsel or law firms, and then the corporate and financial world in terms of private equity reporting analyst or financial analyst, business analyst, and so on. So this is only a few career paths. There are more than that, but well, all of them very exciting career paths following your MSc studies. And there are a number of employers that have been involved. Again, the interdisciplinarity is observed here. So some employers are law firms like Matheson or McCain Fitzgerald, then consulting firms KPMG, AY, Deloitte, or McKinsey and Company, and some alumni has been employed also by investment firms like PIMCO. I recommend, of course, that you look at testimonials in the website. The question here is what the experience of a student that is registered in MSc looks like. And I can talk to you a lot about this, but I think that a good way for you to gain a first impression with those experiences to visit directly the website. There you will see how former students tells you about their interaction with other students, interaction with the program, interaction with the school, interaction with the university and with the local community. So you really will get valuable information about their experiences, so please visit that website. The website also contains information about all aspects of the program, including admission requirements. At the academic level, the key requirement is that you achieve an undergraduate honors bachelor degree of 2:1 grade or higher in law, business, and economics. Business is understood widely, finance is included. There are some students that apply from accounting. There are also some students that apply with social science degrees. So we consider all these applications. The point is that the program is highly subscribed. So you have to be careful then the way that you apply. You need to be careful just to look all the information, documentation that is required. Make sure that you complete all the processes in the application, and particularly that you submit your application early on in the process, because there is this risk that we receive high quality applications late in the process where there is no more places available. So be careful with that. Application deadline is the 31st of May. We encourage early application and we assess those applications on a rolling basis. Any other questions, inquiries in connection to the program, please contact our program manager, Ms. Kelly McCabe. She's really kind, she's extremely efficient, and she will be more than happy to answer to all your questions at the email law.postgraduate@tcd.ie. So this is as much as we'll talk today about the MSc. The rest of the information is in the website, so please visit the website. And now talking about testimonials, then we will have a live testimonials about a student's experience in postgraduate at Trinity, and Lynn Voss will talk to us about this right now. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. So indeed, I'm a graduate of the LL.M International and Comparative Law. So I studied at Trinity last year. And my name is Lynn, and I'm from the Netherlands. And first, I want to talk to you a little bit about why I decided to study at Trinity and why I decided to pursue this LL.M. But then also, I want to give you an insight on how it actually was for me then how the student atmosphere was, and then also for after, so what your career may look like potentially afterwards. And so first I decided to study the LL.M International and Comparative Law at Trinity, specifically because I was really attracted to the international atmosphere, the established reputation of Trinity, but then also the specific courses that were offered as part of this program. So for example, last year I studied international humanitarian law, and also I participated in the Human Rights Clinic, which was very interesting because it was both theoretical as well as practical. So really a wide range of courses that you can choose from. But what really stood out for me when studying this LL.M was the fact that there was flexibility. So yes, I chose the International and Comparative Law course, and I wanted to specialize in this field, but that doesn't mean that I was confined to this, because of course you have other interests as well, and one of my interests was intellectual property, and so I also took some courses on this, and this is really what set it apart for me, because there is a lot of flexibility allowed, and you can specialize while at the same time also exploring your other interests, and this really stood out to me. And then apart from that, also in all of the courses, I really encountered an open academic atmosphere. Questions are always okay. It's a very friendly and yes, open atmosphere where you can learn a lot, also because it's so interactive. Like I already mentioned, the Human Rights Law Clinic was truly a practical experience where we had to present with a small group of students, 10 people, I believe. We made a paper on the current status of civil legal aid in Ireland and whether it is in line with international human rights. And this was truly practical and not just theory. So yeah, so there's a wide range of courses to choose from, all given by experts in the field, which is very interesting. And there's a lot of support also from the professors. So there's this, and then aside from the courses that you are taking, there's also a lot, really truly a lot of extracurricular activities that you can take part in. So that's also, I think, when you're doing a postgraduate studies, you are looking to find your specialization, you are looking into what you might do afterwards, and also on how you can set yourself apart. And then within Trinity, there were so many extracurricular activities that you can take part in. So what I did, for example, was I took part in the mooting competition of the Law Society, but then also the International Humanitarian Law competition, which was organized by the Irish Red Cross. So there's truly, there's a lot of opportunities to set yourself apart in this way. And also participating in these extracurricular activities really helps with the social aspect of it all, because you're working closely together with students, but also professor in both formal and informal ways. And it's a really good experience. And so this is what the program offered me. And then aside from that, the atmosphere in Trinity College itself is really something special, I would say. I think as an international student and you're moving to a new place, but also if you're an Irish student doing a new program, it can be hard to get to know people and find your way. But truly the Trinity community is very diverse, open, diverse with regard to the people. For example, in the LL.M program, there were countless of different nationalities, and still you find things in common, which is very nice. But then also outside of the LL.M, there are a lot of societies with which range from debating to swimming to surfing, and so you can really find your way in the community and in Dublin this way, and find your group, so to say. And so this is what I did, and that's what I found so nice of last year, where I did both extracurricular activities. You have, of course, the program, but then also there is a lot of social events, and you can truly find, you can make your own year, so to say, and you can be as active as you want to, which is very nice. And then for me, last year, of course, when you're doing a postgraduate studies, you're looking also, you're exploring the options of what comes after. And this was, as I already mentioned, maybe difficult for me because I was very interested in international and comparative law, but then also you have other interests. So there's the intellectual property, which I found very interesting. And what the year at Trinity really helped me to do is explore these interests, and also offering me very practical support in finding what's next, basically. So what I did, I really made use of the career service, and they offered me support in many ways, looking to find what you can do next. And also there's the careers alert, and so then you receive notifications of new vacancies, which is how I found my current position. But then also there is, if you're interested in intellectual property, as already mentioned, there's the Pan-European SEAL program, which is specific that you as a Trinity graduate or student can apply for. And there's truly a lot of opportunities. And as I already mentioned, the career service, I'm currently a trainee at the European Central Bank. And I truly believe that the Trinity College, the LL.M program, and the support which you get in finding these opportunities really helped me to develop my career. So for example, practically that looked like an interview practice before my actual interview. So in which for half an hour you're basically going through questions that you might receive, and you really feel supported. And I would like to say that that's not just the career service, but truly the full community, not just the students, but the professors, all the support that you receive, and the open community. It really helps you to develop and to develop academically, but also as a person. So looking back, I truly I'm very happy that I chose to do this program specifically, and I would highly recommend it. So that's what I want to end with. And I'm always open for questions, even if you don't know anything now. You can reach out to me and ask your questions also.
Many thanks, many thanks, Professor Felix Mezzanotte and Professor Desmond Ryan. Here you have the main ways to be in touch with us. If you have any questions that you don't want to ask right now. So you have the email law@postgraduate.ie, and behind that, as Professor Felix Mezzanotte was saying, is Kelly McKay, which is an extremely helpful and very supportive for any student interested in any of our LLMs in our MSc Law and Finance.